Security tools. So this is something new that I've been adding into the discussions. Last week I introduced Kali Linux as a penetration testing platform. So if you want to do red team or pen testing or vulnerability assessments as part of your service offerings, and you need well, where do I start? I don't want to spend money on this. I want to learn it. Then the Kali Linux distro is a great place to start. This month, we're talking about rubber duckies real quick. And for anybody that no familiarity with it, rubber ducky is a USB key that whenever you plug it into a device, the computer detects it as a keyboard. It doesn't detect it as a mass storage device. And there is memory and a processor on that USB key. So whenever it is inserted into a computer, it can start running keystroke injection attacks. So it's able to actually issue commands to that computer and make it do things. There are open source and pre-built versions of these. So you can go off and you can buy one that's already built for you for anywhere between 35 and 70 bucks. There's multiple flavors from different vendors. Of course, avoid non-reputable sites for obvious reasons on this. They are great for cybersecurity awareness training. Get one of these little guys, outfit it with the commands that you want it to have, and drop it somewhere near a business, near a client in their environments, and see if they plug it in. Have it so it writes a registry key value silently to their computer, and then use RMM or N-central to look for that registry key, to look for when it shows up. That way, whenever it shows up, you're able to just pick up the phone and call them within 15 minutes of them picking up this strange, weird USB key they've never seen and plug it into a company resource. That is a security faux pas. That is not something you're supposed to do. That is a big liability. All kinds of things can happen because of that. So is that a common attack? No, it's not a common attack. Is it one that exists? Yes, it exists. Should you be worried with it? Well, this is why in a lot of security standards and compliances, it says you have to disable auto run as well as disabling auto mount of external storage devices. With RMM and N-central, if you're using EDR, that has that function built right into it. You can go use the device control to block external USB mass storage drives across the board based on the class, and then you can go back and you can block on and then allow on specific serial IDs. You could do the same thing with human interface devices here. So what would I do to prevent attacks like this from happening in my environment? So you can't prevent an end user from picking it up and putting it in unless you're going to stick hot glue in all their USB ports. But that's not tenable, that's not feasible. So the really only good way of doing it is to use something like Azure AD, Intune, something that can or group policy or EDR inside of RMM and N-central to say, all right, we're going to block all human interface devices. We're going to block all, in this case, we're going to block keyboards. Well, okay, I blocked the keyboard. How am I supposed to use it? A keyboard? Well, you don't. So that's why you have to block keyboards and add a rule that allows specific keyboards based on serial ID. Some clients and partners will think that's overly aggressive. Some of them will appreciate it. Some of them will not like the idea that you get to dictate to them the keyboards and the mice that they're using with their computers. But again, your role as the security person, the professional in the room, is to walk in and say, this is best practice. I am making you aware of this. It can happen. Is it that big of a deal for your environments? Yes, no, based on the sensitivity of their data. If it's a client, my threshold has always been if it's a client that has an environment and if they have a computer that is down for an hour and they're losing hundreds to thousands of dollars an hour because that computer is down, then this is a no question. We are going to do this. We will figure out a way to make it palatable for you, but we are going to do this. We are going to block any old random USB device from being plugged into your computers. It is only going to be pre-approved devices.